off, for my primer, I'm using these two from Rian Blushes on Instagram. They're a Nigerian brand, and I'm using them. They're unicorn elixirs. I'm going to be using them as my primer. I'm already gonna have to clean my hand, and I'm just going to take them with this stuff they come in and like dust it, not dust, sorry, drop it on my face. I'm supposed to have a mirror in my hand, but I'm freestyling right now, guys. So when I do that, I just go ahead and rub it in. I mix them. Let me use my mirror. I'll stop using my monitor. So next step will be to use this. That stuff has dried now and is making my face really matte. Next, what I'll be using is this liquid illuminator from Eye Candy Cosmetics. I'm just going to dot it on my face. And then I'm going to blend it out with this e.l.f. blush brush, this one in my hand here. So just on the high point of my face. You can mix this in with your foundation, but I like to do this just underneath my face to give me that like glow from within. You can also use this over your foundation, but this is how I like to use it. I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in. So now that that is set, I'm going to be going in with my foundation, my Kat Von D foundation from shop Paris Purple Beauty. The name is Paris Purple Beauty on Instagram. I got it from her in Nigeria. I'm in the shade Deep 74. I'm just going to be taking a few pumps on the back of my hand. So I'm just going to be taking this brush. It's really soft, the brush, and I'm just going to be dabbing for a full coverage effect, because look, I have so much spots from scarring of acne and all, and these ones are new breakouts because it's my time of the month. But I'm just going to be, I want to show you guys how full coverage this is. I have another foundation that is full coverage like this. It's the Zaron one, but it doesn't have it doesn't last as long as this one. This one lasted for me close to 12 hours, but the other one, when I used it for an event, it lasted for just like 6 hours. But obviously if you want a more cheaper alternative, you can try that out. Well, I'm going to be using this and just blending that into my face so you can see the coverage, how crazy the coverage is. I would recommend wearing a full coverage foundation all the time, but if you have like somewhere important to go to, then you need to wear a full coverage foundation. But like for everyday look, I don't even wear, personally don't wear makeup every day, but for an everyday look you don't need foundation or a full coverage foundation all the time. Let your skin breathe. You know, it's not every time you close the pores and not let oil come out. Oils are like natural process of the skin or something like that, kind of balance out everything that's going on within, you get. So it's not so good all the time too. If you do this step, you will not be having this halo brow. If you're like, see, if I don't do that, I'm going to end up having this, my brow area will be brighter than the rest of my face. That's called halo brows. So if you have this issue, normally try to do this step, and it's really help to take away that halo brow effect. I hope you guys can see. You have to use your angle brush so you don't ruin your hard work of defining your brows with it. So now that I have that there, I'm just going to go ahead and take the brush, and because you know you don't need so much foundation on your forehead, I'm just going to go ahead and take the brush and just blend it out, blend it into the rest of my face. You can see just too much product under the eyes. I don't like taking my foundation under my eyes, just my concealer. So that's why I'm leaving that place bare. And then with this foundation, you see you don't need so much to cover up your face. I still have a lot left. I should have like taken just 2 pumps and I'll be good, because it's quite pricey. The foundation is quite expensive, but it's totally worth the money. Make sure you're blending out all them harsh lines. So for my face now, I'm going to go in with LA Girl Fun. But what I like to do is I've already put it out in like my mixing palette. So it has kind of like not oxidized but kind of dried up a little bit. So now that it's dried up, I'm just going to use it like that because I feel LA Girl concealer is kind of runny, kind of liquidy, if there's a word like that. So that's why I don't know why these two decided to come out today, but doing this just helps it be thicker in consistency, and it also makes the LA Girl concealers are mostly very full coverage, but this also helps it be even more full coverage, if you get me. So that's what I like about it. So this is my highlighting process now. I didn't explain this part to you because I feel most people already know this, but if you have like a wider face, you don't want to take this concealer all the way out. It's going to make your face wider. But me, I have a funny shaped face, so what I like to do is I like to just take it all the way here. I don't bring it all the way to this point. I just take it all the way here with my eyebrows and then blend it out. This way it helps me because my contour, you see how I place my contour, this way it helps me just get that even, makes my face seem more chiseled than it is actually. It makes me look slimmer in pictures. I love this step. So I'm going to go ahead and redoing on the forehead too. Don't go and say because you see everybody doing this, you're doing it. If you have a very big forehead, stay away from this step. It will make your forehead even bigger. But if you have like a normal to small forehead, this will help you actually help your face look better. Do you get? And then some people still, if you're still wondering why we have to highlight and contour, it's because I know you've heard this a million times, but when we use foundation, it takes away the natural dimension of the face. So doing these steps help us bring back like dimension to the face, helps us shade and light the face. So wherever you're putting this concealer, you want light to hit that place, you want people to see that place more. So if you put this concealer like on your whole face, people are seeing your face. Let's say I have a bigger forehead and I'm putting lighter concealer there, it makes my forehead seem bigger. Do you get? So now that I've put it under our eyes and our forehead and our chin and our nose, it just brings light to those areas and makes anyone looking to, because it's all about illusion, so it makes anyone looking at you focus on those areas as opposed to areas that you've contoured or hidden with the dark foundation or concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and be blending that out with my beauty blender. I put it in a Ziploc bag so it retains the moisture, but this is how it is. It's damp. You need your beauty blender to be damp. Funny enough, a lot of people don't know this, but I get asked a lot on my Snap. But you need your beauty blender to be damp so that you can use it in that state to blend out your product. If your beauty blender is dry, it cannot help you blend. And when it's too wet, like dripping wet, it will just be moving your product around. You need it to be damp. Damp in the sense that you've wet it under your running tap or soaked it in a bowl of water. Then you squeeze out the water, like put it in, see, I just took it out from the paper towel. You put it in a paper towel and squeeze it, take out all the water, and then your beauty blender is damp. So that way it can help you blend out your foundation or your whatever you're blending out properly. So you don't need to start at a particular point. I just start anywhere basically to blend out this. And then when you're blending out your concealer, you try to have dabbing motion. So I'm dabbing this, but in the process of dabbing, I'm also rolling. So it's like press and roll, press and roll. Let me just go back, press and roll, press and roll. So that's what I'm doing here. But you can't see it because I'm trying to show you also the process of blending it out. But if you're having confusion on how to blend your product, this is the easiest way. Press and roll, press and roll, press and roll, press and roll. See, it has given me that flawless blend. So I really like it. I got it here in Nigeria, in Lagos. So if I were to be going for that very defined eye, this is the time where I use the concealer to define my eyes, but I don't want that today, so that's why I'm not doing that. Also, most of you, before I forget, some people don't really know why you have to color correct. See the way I used a full coverage foundation and it colored up all my spots that I was having. But some people will still, they plan to use a full coverage foundation, but then they'll still go ahead and use color corrector, and I'm like, there's no need. You're just using too much product on your face, guys. So if you have a full coverage foundation, you don't need to color correct. I promise you. Can you see how we covered up all the spots? You don't need to color correct, I'm telling you. And then another alternative to color correction, because the problem with color correction is that you might end up having the hazard of looking orange. So you can go ahead and use a dark foundation. I normally use this one I use for my contour. It's from Black Opal. I normally use it and I dot on those spots, then go over it with my normal foundation shade. I'll show you guys that with contour. I'm going to be using this. I started using it of recent because a very renowned makeup artist in Nigeria recommended it, Anita Brows. I was privileged to watch her teach, and then she recommended this, so I've been using it and I really love how it makes my face feel or look. My contour now looks like more flawless compared to the other times when I had just like lines running down my face. So this is in the shade Carob. It's like 2 or 3 shades darker than my shade. It's almost the shade of like my face without foundation. Do you get? So what I like to do with my foundation, let me lean in so that you guys can see. What I like to do with my foundation is to go in, and I don't like to use concealer because concealer is too thick and you end up having kind of like a harsh line to work with if you're not fast enough to blend. So I end up just using foundation because it's easier to blend. Do you get? And it leaves you with a more flawless finish because foundation is a lighter consistency to a concealer. So I'm going to be using this, and what I like to do is, as opposed to doing a line here on my face, as opposed to using because normally what they tell you is you use your ear, the tip of your ear, and then move my hair back so you can see. The tip of your ear as a guideline, you use it and then you bring it down your chin but not too far down. This is like the normal way to contour, and I was doing that before. But what I like to do now is to actually use my foundation, like this foundation now that is almost a little bit my skin shape, and take it all the way. Can you see how that's not even dark at all? Not so dark actually, but you can tell. Take it all the way here and then like all the way down here lightly. That's what I like to do. Mind you, if you try this with a foundation that is so dark, you end up looking like something is happening there or something else is happening there, like you have beards or something. But this I noticed over time. Like I've been doing this for like over 5 months now. 5 months? No. Hey, Lydia. Like over 2 months now, or 3 months, or 5, sorry. Well, I want to show you guys the difference this step has made in my... Can you guys see? Comment down below if you can see this difference. If you have my type of face shape, try this out. You'll be in awe of what this can do to your foundation, highlight and contour routine. But can you see? Tell me, comment down below. Go now and leave a comment and come back and continue watching the video. If you can see the difference between here where I put that contour and here where there's no contour, you can see like my lower chin. My lower chin is kind of hidden, almost. Can put a little bit more. On this side, I just look slimmer. This side I look slimmer, and then this side I still have it too. Comment down below if you can tell me the difference. So this is what I like to do of recent. Like it has really helped me kind of get that flawless contour. You know, when you're contouring, you don't have to have a line on your whole face. I'm going ahead to do that here. I really love this way of contouring now. You know, like there's so many ways to contour on YouTube, but when you find out what works for you, stick to it, boo. And this is what I'm sticking to for a while. When I get to change my routine, obviously I'll do another video for you guys, but for now this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm loving. I'm going to go ahead and blend it. Maybe you can go back a few frames, move back a few frames, or move back, like rewind the video a little bit so you can see the difference in what I'm actually saying with my face. I'm going to go ahead and contour my forehead the normal way. Also, if you have a very small forehead, you don't need to do this step. It will make your forehead look even smaller. I mean, I have a moderately sized forehead, that's why I'm doing both steps. But if you have a a bigger forehead, you contour more. If you have a smaller forehead, you highlight more. Hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just dot some here and here and blend it out. Beauty blender just makes it work so easy, like no lie. Comment down below and let me know what tutorial you'd like to see next. You guys are doing me, yeah, ignoring me, Abby. It's not nice. So like I said in my last video, nobody answered me. All of you were telling me, you're complimenting me, and I really love the compliments, but I need to know what you guys want to see me do. You guys, I'm here for you, so comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see. I'm going taking that now with my, I'm using my angle brush which I use for my eyebrows, and I'm going, see, I'm about a no stress zone life, you guys. So I noticed that you can actually use your beauty blender from start to finish. You don't need to have like 1000 brushes to do a very good full face. You can use your beauty blender, but some people will still prefer to use 1000 brushes to do their face. But me, I'm telling you, if you have invest in a very good beauty blender, and right now they are not even so expensive anymore, like not the beauty blender pack brand itself, like other affordable Nigerian brands. This one I got it from Bulky Online. So other very affordable Nigerian brands can give you really soft beauty blender that you can use and really enjoy. So yeah, I'm just doing that, making that as slim as possible on my nose, and because this contour is not so dark, you can't really see, there's no like harsh demarcation. It just will make my nose look slimmer. So that's another trick. You don't need to get a contour shade that is so dark for you. That's not the essence. Just get something that is dark enough to cast a shadow on your face, basically. So, and then when ending your contour, you have to end it either in your brows or fade it into your eyeshadow. I like to take it up to the brows, a little bit up to the brows here, because it looks weird if your contour just hangs. Everything I've done in this video is like my personal preference of how to contour and highlight, but you can also obviously do whatever you seem fit or deem fit. This is just how I like to highlight and contour my face. So that is why the title is my highlight and contour routine. So you can just check it out and like pick whatever routine you like the most. Doing this step, you have to do it very carefully. Make sure that this line is blended out properly. It's blended out properly. You don't want any harsh line on that nose, but you still want it to have the contour look. So this is how it looks. I love my highlight and contour to look this way, guys. I'm not about that life where the highlight and contour will be like chiseled. Maybe in the future I might love that step, but right now I'm not about that life, bro. But I'm just going ahead to use, if you have a problem, this has helped my life, guys. If you have a problem with having that like white cast back or whitish finish to your highlight, try to use your beauty blender that you use for your foundation and your contour and your whatever, which is still damp. Use that to apply your highlight. Don't use a dry wet or a brush. This will help you. Let me show you guys without what's it called now, without baking. Let me show you how I'll set the eyes. Can you see? This is how the eyes will look like without baking. Like it took away, it set the eyes, but it's not having any light whitish cast. So you need this step. Like, can you see how we just made the face matte without making it have that whitish cast compared to how white this powder is? But I'm going to go ahead and add more because I want to bake. Just want to, I want to have that full glam look today. And if you have a problem of your highlighter appearing splotchy or patchy under your eyes, you can go ahead and use your face setting powder and set your under eye first, then use your setting powder if you have that problem. Taking that And then a mistake most of you guys make is taking a mattifying primer underneath your eyes. That would make your eyes dry and cracky, and it will crease so much. If you're using a very mattifying primer, just restrict it to places that you have oil on your face. Under your eyes needs to actually be moisturized. So you either use a moisturizer there, or you just leave it like that. Try to stay away from it with mattifying primers, because all these powders and concealers that are written on there, they are drying enough for that part. And you know it's never oily. Even if you have extremely oily skin, you know those parts are never oily. So try to use as much as leave that place like it's supposed to be. If you use really mattifying primers there, it will give you that crease eye. Your under eyes always crease and look so dry and not moisturized or healthy at all. So that's another tip that could change everything. Let me know if any of these tips ends up helping. The 3 products I like to use are: first, this powder from Iman Cosmetics. It's their powder in Earth 2, and it's not so dark for me. It's like almost my skin shade actually. And then this glow from MAC Cosmetics is their gold deposit, and then a little bit of my CoverGirl ebony bronzer. This is how it is. So I use this brush from Juvia's Place. It's from their 5-piece brush set, and I just go ahead and just tap in all of them and just bronze my face on the parts where I put dark contour. Because at this point, if you still use a darker powder, it will still look funny. You just want your face to look all around like bronzed. And can you see how that contour looks? That is how I like my contours to look nowadays. Not too sharp, like just having a sharp line down. Mind you, this step only works for people that have kind of like my face, kind of like an oval roundish shape. If your face is very chiseled, you want to stick to just doing the normal highlighting and contour. But this routine or this type of highlighting and contour just matches people with my. Today is from Zaran Cosmetics. It's their shade in XZ30. I'm going to be using that under my eyes first of all, then for the rest of my face. Doing this under your eyes helps you get rid of, where is this brush? So going in with this powder under my eyes, it helps to take off that baking process without having that harsh line. So do you get? So this is also a good alternative if you end up still having that harsh powder look, whitish look of your baking setting powder. You can go ahead and just use your face powder. Can you see how it has blended my highlight with my contour? So, and this powder is really smooth. I really love this powder. It's amazing. Everything together. If you are not doing this step, I think it came out last year. I don't know when it came out, but I found it out and that really helps. If you're not doing this step, try it. You come back and tell me thank you. Just blend out everything. This will give you a very flawless finish to your makeup. So you know where like your blush, if you like, you apply blush now. I don't like blush, so I don't blush. But if you like, you apply blush first before you do this step. So this step kind of blends everything together and gives you like a base, like an even finish. Do you get? So instead of having contour one side, highlight one side, foundation one side, this helps put everything together and gives you that more flawless finish. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if I didn't treat any topics you wanted to know about highlighting and contour, please leave a question down below. I'll definitely tend to them in my next highlight, my updated highlight and contour routine. But I hope you're able to learn a few things about like how to achieve a flawless face, and like even if you're not using everything I used in this video, probably you pick 1 or 2 things to add to your routine. Let me know if this video was helpful in the least bit, and also thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe also. See you in my next video. Bye.
I like you, girl, in particular. You in particular. Say, I like your waist.